dear brothers and sisters. It's wonderful to have all of you here. And as we gather here on this Sunday afternoon, I'd like to talk about the spiritual path. When we look at our lives, we find many distractions which keep us involved in the activities of the world. And as we start to grow in life, we as a child are looking for the support coming from our parents. And then as we grow, the support comes to us from our teachers at school. And then as we age, we start to find support from people that we work with. And we realize that life is going on, that the support that we get is not going to be everlasting. Because with time, the people who are supporting us either have moved far away, or we moved far away, or physically they're gone. And so how does one find support which is eternal, support which can help us throughout our life and guide us towards a true goal, which is to be able to find the fulfillment for why we have this human existence. And so as we start to look at life, we dig into our scriptures, we read the writings of the great saints and mystics, and we find that guidance can be available to us so that we can experience who we really are. Life is full of trials and tribulations. We're feeling well and all of a sudden, something happens and we have a sickness or an illness. Our loved ones, our relationships are good, where all of a sudden we find that some crack has come in that relationship. We get distracted as we're trying to find some information about one thing through the net. We get distracted in 50 million other things. And so that's a part of life. So the life is full of trials and tribulations. Saints and mystics have been exhorting us to recognize that our existence is not only at the level of a physical body or a mind or an intellect, but that in reality we're a soul. And so as we start to think about ourselves as soul, how does one realize ourselves at that level? And how does one have what is called God realization, which is the merger of a soul and God, which is totally being one with the Creator? We are very lucky that Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj wrote much about this life itself and wrote much about the spiritual way, so that today when we read his writings, there's a clear understanding of what life is all about and what the spiritual path is all about. So I'd like to take one of his verses which Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj wrote. And I think this verse is very, very interesting. I've never talked about it before. I just found it recently. And this is one, as we understand this verse, there's clarity about how we get to our goals. There's clarity about the spiritual path and clarity about ways and means by which we can fulfill our goal. So the verse goes as follows. Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj has written, "Hai purkhar o khatar wadi mohabbat ki, magar ai dil. Hai purkhar o khatar wadi mohabbat ki, magar ai dil. रसाई होगी मंजिल तक, गुरु मेरा निगाहबां है." कि रसाई होगी मंजिल तक, Guru mera nigahban hai. So as we translate this into English, it would be, the valley of love is full of thorns and dangers. The valley of love is full of thorns and dangers. But oh, my heart, I will surely reach my destination, for I am under my spiritual master's protection. He says, I'll surely reach my destination, for I am under my spiritual master's protection. So when we try to understand this verse, there are three different ideas which are given in this verse. The first part where it says, the valley of love is full of thorns and dangers. So Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is talking about the spiritual path, the path of love. Because all the saints and mystics have talked about that those who love are the ones who find God. And the saints have said that God is an ocean of all love. Our soul, being of the same essence as God, is a drop of that ocean. So our soul is full of love. And the way back to God is also through love. So when Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is talking about the valley of love, he's talking about the spiritual path. The path of divine love. And there's a great difference between worldly love and divine love. See, worldly love has us make compromises. Worldly love is between a mother and a child. And between a mother and child, there are always compromises, because as the child is young, there's support coming from the mother, and the expectation of the mother that as she grows old, that the child will support her. In other love too, whether it's between brothers and sisters, whether it's husband and wife, there's compromises, because not everyone is exactly the same. So one needs to compromise. But divine love is entirely different. And divine love is more like dissolution. It's like dissolving in God. And therein comes the difference between a spiritual path, which is a love between our soul and God, and regular love, which is physical love in this world. The valley of love that Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is talking about is talking about the spiritual path. A spiritual path which helps us realize who we are. A spiritual path which puts us on a journey of love with God. A spiritual path which culminates in the merger of our soul, of our real self and God. So you've all heard about the moth and the flame. Okay? The flame is the eternal beloved, the light, and the moth is the seeker. And so the moth ends up going into the flame and being one with the flame, and that is what brings happiness to the moth. And so similarly, we as soul, unless we have the merger with God, we are never satisfied. So Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is telling us that the spiritual path or the valley of love is full of thorns and dangers. It's just like, we have the rose, and the rose is supposed to be one of the most beautiful flowers. Okay? But look at all the thorns that are there. So if you're not careful, you can't enjoy the rose, because if your hand goes to the thorns, you get pained. And so in life, to achieve something, it takes a great effort, right? And on the way, there's a lot of trials and tribulations. Some of you might be climbing a mountain. Let's say you were to climb towards some of the Alps or the Himalayas. As you go up, the difficulty gets more. Why? Because the air is getting thinner. Okay? Difficult to breathe. The avalanches that come in are more. Some stones or rocks might be falling. You need to save yourself. And many people who take those journeys get discouraged on the way, because they're so difficult that you get discouraged and you come back, you turn back. And so it's the same way with the spiritual path. As we go on the spiritual path, there'll be trials and tribulations because the mind is going to be one of the biggest uh, distractors. Our ego is what puts us in a state of duality, because our ego makes us think of ourselves as being better than everyone else. And so it creates duality in our life. And as soon as it creates duality in our life, then we are away from our goal, because our goal is to be united with God. So our goal is to be one with God. And it's because of our ego that other aspects of our life start to getting messed up. Because of our ego, if people don't do as we think they should, we get angry. Anger comes because we expect others to be behaving in a certain manner which goes well with us. But as soon as they behave slightly differently, we get angry at them. Okay? Because our expectations are not being met. We get greedy because when we get something, we think we should have more because we are maybe more better than someone else. And once we get something, we get attached to it. We get so much attached to what we have that we live in fear. That whatever we have, our possessions, whatever kind of possessions, should not go away from us. And then life is led in a manner in which we are living our life fearful of everything that goes on in life. And the saints tell us that if there's fear in life, you're never going to be reaching anything. So this verse is very interesting. In the first part, it's talking about the spiritual path, it's talking about the trials and tribulations that we as human beings have because we have so many distractions in the world. And it's talking about our realization that we should realize that the path is going to be with thorns. There'll be times where we'll be distracted. There'll be times where we'll be attracted to activity of the world. And so there'll be times when difficulties will come in our life because they'll keep us from being focused on a goal. How many times do we realize that maybe as we know about the spiritual path, there are others in our family maybe or in our friends group who don't agree with us and say, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Difficulties can come in our life from all kinds of directions. And so Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj here is making us realize that the spiritual path, even though it's a path of love, it's a path of divine love, that love with God as we live in the world is not that easy to be able to be with. So he's making sure that we have the right expectation, because many people think we get initiated and bingo, our souls will merge in God right away. Okay? And so he's letting us know that just like you, if you have to reach a goal, you have to work hard for it, you have to deal with whatever difficulties the environment brings to you, and you should not lose courage. And the saying like try again should be in our life, because if something we feel is not working, then we try again, then we reach our goals. So the perseverance in our life is very, very important. And then the next part is like a heart-to-heart talk with our own heart. It's very interesting. Where Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj is saying, "Oh my heart." So many times in life, we read something, someone tells us something, we take it for a while or we don't take it, but it's only when we really start to think about ourselves seriously and we spend time with ourselves, focused on ourselves, then we do understand what the reality is. And so Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj here is talking to his real self. When they talk about the heart, when the saints talk about the heart, they're actually talking about the soul. And so he's talking to his soul, and he's telling the soul, okay, soul, you're stuck in this human body. You know that the mind is there, and the mind is there to distract you. And it's distracting you sometimes in this direction, sometimes that direction. But he says, don't fear. Which are the words he's saying, Rasai hogi manzil tak. That means you will surely get to your goal. So there's a heart-to-heart talk with our real self, with our soul. Letting the soul know, okay, you are stuck in this physical world. You have many distractions. There are many dangers along the way. There are many thorns along the way. But don't fear that you will not reach the goal, that you will definitely reach the goal. So this is like the second part of this verse, if you try to understand this verse. All of the ratings of Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj were very positive. His whole life was full on positivity. Even when we look at his life, actually early on, through one of his experiences where he traveled to see his spiritual master, Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, for 2 days he was on the top of a train, and the weather was very difficult, and he actually got asthmatic problems at that time, and for the rest of his life he was dealing with them. So he had a very difficult time at the physical level. But his poetry is all very positive. It talks about positivity. It like this path doesn't believe in negating anything. So we don't negate life. This path believes in living in the world, doing the best that you can in all spheres of life: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And know that you can find God, you can be one with God, you can be off the wheel of transmigration. You can have the merger of a soul and God. And be positive that even though the path might be difficult to get there, and the goal might look like it's far away, but you'll reach it. And you'll definitely reach it. And so that's what he's talking here. And he's saying, oh my heart, I'm having a heart-to-heart talk with my real self, with my soul, and telling it that, okay, even the valley of love is full of thorns and dangers, don't worry. Okay? There's nothing to worry, nothing to be fearful about, because he's saying, I will surely reach my destination. Telling us that we all can reach our destination irrespective of whatever state we are in. Sometimes as a human being, we get trapped by our environment and we give up. There might be a sickness in the family, there might be a financial crisis, there might be breaking in relationships, and so the difficulties of life kind of keep us away from reaching our goal. Or we could be attracted to some things of the world, and then we get so enamored by the beauty of the outside world, or we, let's say, want to go and explore the world outside and explore different arenas, that the time that we have in this life is spent in that direction rather than be focused on God. So these are all distractions and attractions which keep us away from our goal. But Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is saying, if the goal is clear to us, if we focus on the goal, we will definitely reach our destination. Help and guidance is going to come to us till we reach our goal. It's not like the help that comes from the worldly people, because the help from the worldly people can come and then it cannot come because of either someone moved away, someone physically passed away in the lives of the children, the parents are not going to be there, and then we think, who's going to protect us? And therein, when we have faith in the spiritual master, when we have faith in God, then life gets to be better. So rather than be fearful, we need to have faith. And faith comes through experience. Faith doesn't come when we read something, faith doesn't come when someone tells us something. But when we have an experience of God, when we experience the divine light and the divine sound of God within ourselves, then faith starts to build up. So the key is to have those meditative experiences. Otherwise, it's all hearsay. Whether it's truthful or not, we don't know. But when we meditate, we are experimenting with ourselves. Yeah? Because our meditation is our meditation, our experience is our experience. Whatever we see, whatever we hear is what we are experiencing. So it's not what someone else tells us. And so it's very important that we be able to have those meditative experiences because they solidify our faith in God. And this is why it is so important to meditate on a regular basis. Not like once in a while, but regularly on a daily basis. And as we spend time in our spiritual practices, we'll find that the connection with the divine power of light and sound within will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And the stronger that connection gets, the more blissful it is for us, the more loving it is for us. Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, in other words, has talked about the spiritual journey, and he says, "Khak se taba, kya kasha, हमने तो जब किया सफ़र इश्क मिला कदम कदम हुस्न मिला नज़र नज़र." He says, when I traveled from the earth earthy to the heavenlies, I found love at every step and beauty in every glance. So the journey within is a journey of love, it's a journey of beauty, it's a journey which intoxicates us, it's a journey which puts us in a blissful state. It's a journey that we all can take, and the more we are on the spiritual journey, the more meditative experiences we have. The more meditative experiences we have, the stronger our faith gets in towards God. And the stronger our faith gets into God, the more we are pulled towards God, and the more we find ourselves taking steps towards our goal. So let us just meditate for a few minutes. Please sit as comfortably as you can. Close the eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeballs should be straight, focus 8 or 10 inches in front of you. And as you close your eyes, those of you who have been initiated in the mysteries of the beyond, please do your Simran. And those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. This repetition of God's name should be done mentally and not out loud. I pray to God Almighty and to the three great spiritual masters of the past century, Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and Dayal Purush Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, to help each and every one of us connect with the divine power within and have us experience the divine light in its effulgence. I will be sitting for a few minutes, and I'll be getting out of this meditative state at that time. And my best wishes are with each and every one of you. Please leave off. Please leave off.